Imagine this. New patient comes to you and they're seeking help for their plantar heel pain. They've already consulted with someone else and been provided orthotic therapy. However, they've still got the problem. Have you ever had that happen? I'm sure you have. I've even had patients with a box full of orthotic devices seek my help. If you need a clear, evidence-based assessment protocol to ascertain how effective a patient's orthoses are, then welcome, you're in the right place. This video is for you. G'day, I'm Jedynak, international educator and health practitioner with over 30 years clinical experience treating MSK conditions of the foot, ankle, lower limb. I help foot fixers, physios, chiros, podiatrists, osteopaths, manual therapists take their skills and expertise to the next level so they can get the clinical breakthroughs their plantar heel pain patients expect. The 7th blog in a series of 8 is all about shortcutting your path through the conflicting research, complex issues, and unpredictability that surrounds plantar heel pains. We're taking you step by step through the minefield of info that's out there to save you a heap of headaches. And as I've explained in the previous plantar heel pain blogs, I've had my fair share of headaches. I've gone from being a root theory junkie to a plantar fasciitis fanatic. And now, after aversion therapy, I reckon I'm on the straight and narrow path to better understanding of plantar heel pain. Are you? I sure hope so, because this blog series has dived into the plantar heel pain anatomy for accurate diagnosis, the differential diagnosis essential for effective treatment outcomes, the trial treatment options to confirm your diagnosis, plus the roles and efficacy of orthotic therapies, both custom and prefabricated. If you've missed any of those 6 blogs, feel free to go back and listen to them. There are downloads and freebies and popcorn. Okay, maybe not so much popcorn. But for today's topic, orthotic efficacy tests, I reached out to some of the best brains with way more experience in orthotic therapy than I could ever have. I've collated a list of the top 5 tests to determine orthotic efficacy. And they are 1. Jack's test, 2. Supination resistance, 3. Subtalar joint axis, 4. Planal dominance, and 5. Lunge test. Let's go through each test so we know what we're talking about. Jack's test needs to be done on and off the orthotic devices. It's done by dorsiflexing the hallux on weight bearing to determine the flexibility of the arch, how much force is needed to raise the arch, and the efficacy and integrity of the windlass mechanism of the foot. You need to perform the test with your patient standing on their orthoses and with your patient not standing on their orthoses. If the orthoses are working efficiently, the force needed to dorsiflex the hallux will be less. Supination resistance. This test is done by applying 2 fingers under the talonavicular joint and pushing up. The level of resistance to that force is assessed. The supination resistance test assists to determine the amount of support required by an orthotic device. You need to determine if the foot orthoses have the design features to match the force needed to supinate the subtalar joint. Subtalar joint axis. You need to determine if the foot orthotic design features are on the correct side of the axis to generate supinatory moments at the subtalar joint. Planal dominance. You need to determine if the foot orthoses are working in the correct plane. And the lunge test. Perform this test barefoot first and measure the angle of the tibia at the end range of ankle dorsiflexion. Repeat the test with the orthoses in the shoes and measure the tibia angle at the end range of dorsiflexion. Do the orthoses improve or limit the ankle range of motion? It's essential that your patient's not cheating and getting extra dorsiflexion through the mid-tarsal joint or the knee, pelvis or spinal region. So that's the top 5 tests recommended to assess orthotic efficacy. Once you've determined whether the orthoses in question are working efficiently or not, you can then determine whether they need to be modified, replaced, or continued with just as they are. You can grab a summary of these tests from today's fabulous freebie. Just click on the link on the page, which might be above my head or below me, or maybe it's playing hide and seek, but it's here somewhere, I know. In next week's blog, we'll be number 8 in this series of 8, and we'll dive into the lunge test because there are up to 6 ways that your patients can cheat doing this test. It's essential that you're completely all over this because otherwise your test results, particularly pre and post intervention tests, will be completely inaccurate for your clinical decision making. You won't want to miss that blog. Can't wait to lunge into it. Thanks for watching this video, and thanks for your interest in getting more predictable outcomes for plantar heel pains. It's truly inspiring to be with health practitioners who make it their mission to get the breakthroughs that help more people like never before. Make sure you download the fabulous freebie on the latest orthotic therapy evidence. See you next week for more battle-tested plantar heel pain shortcuts. Ciao.